Welcome. Let's chat with Jinny Riddle. With your host, Jinny Riddle. Wife, mother, grandmother, entrepreneur, beauty educator, author, and firm believer in the power of prayer. This podcast is a space for honest conversations, encouragement, and inspiration. Whether you're getting ready for the day, winding down, or driving between appointments, this is your place to pause, breathe, and reconnect here. We talk about faith, beauty, purpose, and everything in between, with honest stories from real people from every walk of life. So grab your coffee or your lip gloss, and let's chat.
Welcome to Let's Chat with Jinny Riddle. I am your host, Jinny Riddle, and today my guest is Yvonne Terrazas. She's the owner of House of Beauty at the Fountains. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I always say this, but I do realize everybody's busy, so by you coming and taking the time, I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I'm just looking forward to it because I have a beauty studio. And I do get a lot of questions from women, like, what do you think about Botox, or who do you recommend? Also fillers, and it's very important to know where to go and what to do.
Right.
I remember the time I did get my lip fillers by you, and I did like the results. I didn't want something too dramatic because I already have full lips, so I didn't want them to look overdone. So I was really happy with the end results. And I have several questions for you.
Okay, yeah, of course.
How do you get started in the aesthetics industry?
Okay, so I have been a nurse for a very long time. I've been a nurse for 19 years. And I started in surgery. Like, I was a surgery nurse, pre-op, recovery. And I was a patient myself 12 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to go get Botox. Just for, preventive. Like, I didn't want to get the lines on my forehead and stuff. And when I went, I really liked the results. I remember the doctor was kind of like, you would be perfect for this field. So it really got me intrigued. And so it kind of like came to me a little bit, but I just felt like it was meant to be. So I said, I'm going to try it out, see if I like it.
Yes.
So I did get hired by a plastic surgeon here in El Paso. And I was like, let me see how it goes. Let me see if I like it. And I fell in love with it. It was just, I feel like it mixes like medical stuff with the beauty world. And
Yes.
it just makes people, like, you get to make people feel more beautiful, more confident. Like, it's just something different, but I ended up just loving it.
Correct. I agree with you. So just to add to what you just were talking about, I really believe that the beauty related with also with the medical
medical
field,
side of it,
it just comes hand on hand. It's
Yes.
just something that right now is something really big all over the world,
Right.
And a lot of people before it was taboo, and now it's very rare that someone hasn't done a procedure.
You're absolutely right. When I went to go get Botox, everybody was like, why are you going to go get Botox? Like, nobody was doing it at the time. And so for me, it was something that was just so different at the time. And I'm glad I did it because then it brought me here. But now, everybody's starting so young.
Yes.
So now it's normal. It's actually rare if you don't do it, if you don't start early.
Well, saying that, the other day I interviewed my dermatologist, and one of the questions I asked Adrian, he's from the Epiphany Dermatology, and I asked him, I said, hey, how young could you start? And I was really shocked by the answer. He goes, as early as 20. And so I looked at him, I was like, really, 20? He goes, yes. So then I thought, oh my God, I'm really behind on this. But yes, he says the younger you start, the better. It's just to be preventive, right? And have those measures.
I do think it's like individual. Like, I think every person should be individualized, because I do think, like, I have 25-year-olds that have their lines really marked.
Yes.
And then I'll have 35-year-olds that barely their lines are coming in. So I don't want to say an age because of that. Like, I feel like really, everybody, if a line is bothering you, it's probably time to come and start
So,
preventing.
yes, okay, great. That's great. What makes your approach to beauty and injectables unique?
I think it's what I just said, like just kind of like going like person per person. Like some people do come in saying I want very natural results, and some people are like, you know what, I want it to show. I really want like those full big lips. So it's just like very customizable to each of your patients, and I'm sure it happens to you with makeup.
Exactly.
Like some
Yes.
people like they really want their makeup to show, and then some people are very like, I'm scared,
Natural.
natural, I don't want people to think I look different than what I usually look like. So I think it's very customizable. I think you gotta read your patient
True. Very true.
100%. I
Yes.
mean, it's like if you're doing their hair and makeup and they want this big Texas hair, they want their nails, and they tell you natural, you like, natural to them might mean natural, a different natural to somebody else.
Exactly, absolutely. I totally agree with you. When we do makeup, and it's all about them, not what we think. We could suggest something, but at the end, it's what they
What
really
they
want.
really want.
But I agree with you. They want natural, and then natural might be really high glam.
Exactly.
And I want Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
look. I go, that's
That's
not
not
natural.
natural.
That takes a lot, but it looks natural at the end, right?
Yes, exactly. Because yeah, they've told me I want Kylie lips, and then some people are like, I want natural. I have some inspo. Then they show me these big lips, and I'm like, that's not that natural because your lips are small. Like
Exactly.
this is a big lips, and then they're
Yes.
like, well, and then they kind of explain what they mean. We just kind of get to that happy place for
Yes.
them.
And that's what makes you unique in that area, and you do listen, and it's always better to start slower than going too aggressive, or
100%.
yes, right?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. What is the biggest misconception about lip fillers?
I think that you're gonna look very different. You're gonna look weird. You're gonna look. I mean, there's bad results out there. Fish lips and
Yes.
just bumpy lips and duck lips and all this stuff. So I think people are like, they come in, they're like, I don't want to look like a duck. I don't want to look. So there's just those conceptions that you have to be like, you know what? They're gonna look like your own lips, just enhanced. It's
Enhanced.
nothing. I'm not trying to make you look different. I'm not trying to change your face. But yes, people don't want to look fake or frozen, or they think they're gonna look weird or things like that.
Yes. When I got my lips done, I have full lips. I like my lips and everything. They just had a lot of lines on the lips, and I wanted that when I put my lipstick that it would look smoother. So
Right.
that's why I decided to go ahead and get that done. How do you keep results looking natural and not overdone?
Right. So yes, I do. I do think less is more. I do preach on that a lot with my patients. They come in, they tell me, this is my first time. Okay, let's start slow. Let's do baby Botox. Now, I have gone to trainings with different injectors that they shame upon like baby Botox because they're saying like, that's not what they need. But I feel like it makes people so happy to get just a little bit, get to try it
Yes,
out. They look very natural. And then maybe the next time they come in, they can do a
absolutely.
little bit more.
Because that way they know what to expect.
Right.
I have a client that she's like, I got my lips done. I went with Yvonne, and she goes, do you notice? I go, well, because you're my client and my friend, just a little bit. It's very natural. I go, maybe next time you could get a little bit more.
Right.
And and it's true, it's better to be that a little bit more on the conservative just for your clients, because you want them to come back because they're happy with the
Right.
service and so forth. What makes someone a good candidate for injectables?
I think everybody's a candidate. Everybody, but not everybody needs the same thing.
Exactly.
Right. So everybody can be a candidate. People come in, they're like, I don't know, Yvonne, I don't know. So something's fault. I don't like my face, this and that. And they don't even know what they want sometimes. Some people come in and know exactly what they
What they
want.
want.
So every client is very different. I usually sit in front of them and I'm like, okay, well, what's bothering you? I know, I feel like my eyes just look sad, or they're like kind of telling me, but they don't know what they need.
Exactly.
So then I'm just kind of like, why don't we try this? But yeah, I think everybody's a candidate. You just gotta find what they're looking for.
Yes, and understand, because you do have to investigate and kind of get a feel of what they're really looking for, because sometimes they don't know how
They
to
don't even
explain
know
it.
what they want
Exactly.
because they're like, I just feel my face is falling. I just feel like I look old, or I look sad, or I look
Yes.
mad, or
Yes, absolutely. How important is a consultation before treatment?
it is important because some people do think like they need something they saw on TikTok.
Absolutely.
It's like
Yes.
it's TikTok's been it's it helps because it brings people to some products that maybe they would have never tried. But sometimes people ask for stuff and I'm like,
You're like,
that is not for
no.
you. Like it's
Exactly.
yeah. So it's
It's not
just
one size fits all. It's like
no.
you said, you have to customize it according to their needs, their features, and so forth.
And you gotta investigate a little bit because
Yes.
yeah, sometimes I'm telling you they're like, I want natural. And then they show me a picture and that's not a natural picture at all. You know, there's like these big lips. I'm like, let me dig a little deeper. So that
Exactly.
consultation is important.
Absolutely. Great. So I have another question. Do you believe in beauty treatments?
Yes, like beauty treatments as in other stuff other than Botox and fillers?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, so obviously it's a whole yeah, it's not a one thing like you come and do Botox and that's all you have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, so no, it is like a whole like you gotta drink a lot of water at home. Remember, fillers absorb water. You
Yes.
gotta eat healthy. You gotta do really good skincare. Like you don't want to just get Botox and then go buy just skincare at your convenience, or like you want to use like medical skin grade products that penetrate the skin better.
Yes.
And they're just like vitamin C. There's just so many things, but I mean, I drink collagen. It's like a whole package. So I do believe, but there's just so much right now. Peptides. There's just so much stuff going on, and do I do a
Yes.
little bit of everything? Yes.
Yes. And I agree with you on that sense also. When people come and they want to get their makeup for weddings or special occasions, they come in and they think the makeup's going to do all the work. But if the skin is not taken care of, if it's not hydrated, it's not going to look right.
Right.
So I also ask a lot of questions and I tell them, I really recommend skin treatment and a consultation before you come and get a practice run, because you're not going to be happy with it. The skin is dehydrated, so it doesn't matter the quality of products that you use on them, it's not going to look right.
Right. And not to brag or like to my horn, but when I've gotten my makeup before, like I know some of the makeup artists are like, your skin is so pretty, like the makeup just glides on.
Absolutely.
And it's not, I mean, I have better skin in my 40s than in my 30s or my 20s. And it's just a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of good skincare,
Yes.
Botox, fillers. Like, yes, it's a whole package deal. I can't tell you one thing that works. It's just a
Yes.
whole
Yes.
combo package.
I agree with you totally on that. What do you want to say to women that feel guilty about investing on themselves?
Absolutely not. I mean, this is your face. You get one face. This is what everybody sees when you walk every day, and it deserves like investment. It deserves your
Yes.
time. It deserves that 10 step skin routine at night in the mornings. Like your skin deserves it. It's the least thing you could do for
Yes.
yourself. When you feel beautiful, like that's what you show the world that.
Exactly. You show you confidence.
Right.
And it's because a lot of time women are the ones taking care of everything and they're always the last one.
Right.
And I think that when you start putting yourself first, then you're a blessing to other
Right.
people, to your friends, to your kids, to your family. And then you just feel happy. I
Yes.
think happy women are beautiful,
Oh,
right?
100%.
So absolutely invest in yourself. Get that hair done. Get your makeup. Just
And
do
don't
it.
listen to other people, especially the ones saying, you don't need that. Why are you getting that? Why are you
Exactly.
spending money on that? Honestly, I'm like, don't listen. You're doing it for yourself. Those people usually don't invest in themselves.
Absolutely.
They're miserable people. Like, just focus on yourself. If you want to do it, if you think it's going to make you feel good, do it.
And you hit a point which is true. There's a lot of women that fix themselves for themselves, or like,
100%.
for instance, I'm going to speak about me. I grew up and my grandmother was always take care of yourself, always look nice. And so I grew up that way. So I still do that. And we shouldn't dim our lights for other people or to try to fit in with other women
Right.
that don't do the same. And it's okay, to each his own, but do not feel guilty just because you want to take the time to fix yourself and
Exactly.
show the best of yourself, right?
Exactly.
How do you continue your education in a fast-growing industry?
Right. So we are constantly learning. I work mainly with a company named Allergan, which is a great company. That's where we get all our fillers and our Botox. So we only work with Botox and Juvederm, which are made by this company, and they're always sending us to trainings and they're constantly educating us. There's online, there's dinners that we go to.
Nice.
So they just have a lot of resources. So not only do I think we have the best line of products, but they also have the best education.
That's great.
Yeah.
How do you help clients who are nervous or they're new at the aesthetics treatment?
Right. So, yes. So, people are nervous for different reasons.
Oh my
They're
God,
nervous
yes.
because it's something brand new. It's something that they don't know what it feels like. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if it's going to hurt. They don't know how they're going to look. So, yes. So, I do ask them, is it the pain? Is it the results? And then they kind of answer. And then I kind of like go into that, like, okay, look, obviously the fillers are reversible, like if you don't like it, like, so I kind of explain
Got it.
why.
Nice.
And then on the Botox, that's why I start low, because Botox, you can't reverse it. You have to wait those 3-4 months until it goes away. So with the Botox, that's why I'm conservative, because that one, they don't like it, they just have to let it fade away. But honestly, if you start slow, everybody loves Botox. Everybody loves it.
Okay.
I haven't had anybody be like, I don't really like it. And then on the fillers, I say, you can, if you don't like it, we can always reverse it. But for us to reverse it, thank God, doesn't happen
Okay.
either. So just explaining to them usually calms their nerves.
It gives them a little peace of mind, right?
Uh-huh.
So
And
on the
then,
Botox, before I
No,
forget,
yeah.
on the Botox, how often do they have to get Botox?
So they have to get every 3-4 months. 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, okay.
Yes. And I don't know. I know some people say 6 months. If it lasts 6 months on you, good for you. But most people, it's gone in 3 to 4 months.
It just depends, right? Everybody also is
Everybody's
different. Okay.
Yeah. But if they love it, I tell them to come back every 3 to 4 months. And we can always tweak it, put a little bit more, put a little bit less, and we kind of like tweak it every time.
And see how well they do and everything. Let's go ahead and add something else here. I've heard people that they're like, I'm afraid to get like an allergic reaction to that. How's that ever happened to you?
So yeah, so hyaluronic acid, which is a Juvederm, it's hyaluronic acid. We already have it in our body. So for you to be allergic to it, it's just very, very rare. I haven't seen, people be allergic to it. And then it does have some numbing in it, which is lidocaine. Lidocaine is also something that's not very common, like to be allergic to. They use it at
Okay.
the dentist office all the time. It's kind of rare somebody's allergic. Like a true allergy to lidocaine is kind of rare. And then Botox as well. I haven't seen anybody really have a reaction to Botox,
Okay.
like where it's like you got like a rash or anything like that. Now remember, it's one of the top studied medications in the whole world. So it's very rare to have an allergy to it.
And I think as the years go by, it's just safer. It just gets better, right?
Right, yes.
Because I've had
absolutely.
people that said, I've heard people, someone got Botox and their eyes a little bit droopy or
And that's
things of
more
that
like
nature.
injection. That's more like the injector, like putting too much, going too low. Sometimes people have like droopiness in their eyelids and they've never been diagnosed with it. And sometimes you can just like, their brow is kind of like lifting their eyelid for them, and then you kind of like freeze it or like, and then they feel droopy. So you gotta really also look at your patient's eyes, where they're set their eyelids, that they're not
Exactly.
too heavy. Again, it's the injector that's gonna really
Yeah, because you have to consider the symmetry of the face.
The
We don't
age.
have anything symmetrical. You have to be careful.
Patients age, symmetry, if they have a ptosis in their eye, which is one of their eyelids. Sometimes when people have an eyelid lower than the other, sometimes they have a brow lower than the other. I mean, just so many things. Sometimes they tell me like, hey, you know what, I'm super sensitive to medications. Like every medication I take, I'm super sensitive to it.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go low. So it's just everything that you gather from the patient is so important.
Very true. Since you mentioned they have one eye droopier than the other, could you just add the Botox on that one side just to
You can
create
put
a
less.
symmetry?
You can put less on one side. you can put a
To
little
balance
bit
it.
right, 100%.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. What should clients look for to make sure they're choosing a safe and qualified injector? Especially nowadays, I noticed that even if you're a cosmetologist, you could go and get training to start doing lip fillers and Botox. But so,
You gotta make sure that you get a qualified injector. Like, look at her certifications, make sure she has her nursing license, medical license, whatever. Well, now, like you said, other people can inject, but I'm still a firm believer it should be a medical professional that do the injections. That's just how I feel about it. And then experience. I mean, unfortunately, experience does matter.
very true.
I mean, I have been doing it for almost 12 years, so I think that also matters. And then just continuing education, like we talked about earlier, just, taking courses and just making sure you're following your guidelines and safety, of course, like, because, as medical professionals, we take anatomy courses, we take a lot of
Yes,
safety courses that other people don't take. Like, sometimes they're like, oh, anybody can inject now, just go take a course. But they don't know the anatomy. I mean,
exactly.
what happens if something goes wrong, like medically, like medication wise, like just a lot of things. What if some of the medications you take react with some of the products you're injecting? Just all that stuff, they don't have that medical background.
That is true. And then also, I've noticed people wanting to go with an injector just because they are charging less. But you have to be careful, right? Because maybe they're using a product that's not even FDA approved or safe for us to.
I mean, I've seen lip filler for $150 for a full syringe. That's not, there's nothing in the market in the US that's FDA approved to be 150. Like, there's nothing. I'm telling you right now. So if the price is too low, they can be using products that are not, approved in the US. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the other thing, like, what do you consider? Because I've heard a lot of people, oh, we're having a Botox party. It should be someone that knows what they're doing, right? In order to do those Botox parties.
Right, exactly. Same thing. Like, I tend to want to have the Botox parties at my office.
Yes,
That's more like, because sometimes people are like, do you do Botox parties? I'm usually like, you know what? Can we do it at the office? Like, I'd rather do
exactly.
it at the office just because I have all my stuff, but also it just looks more professional also. But I just hear a lot of stories like, oh, this person's a doctor in Juarez. They're going to
Yes,
come and do a Botox party here.
I've heard that too.
And oh, this nurse comes from I don't know where, and she's gonna do a Botox party. How do you get a hold of these people after the party? How do you find them? I mean, I've heard of people not getting answered by these people. Like, how do you find these people? Who do you hold responsible if something goes wrong on your face?
Yes, or if you have any questions, at least if they go with you, they could call you and say, look, I'm getting a reaction or something, and you could guide them the best way possible.
100%.
Yes, okay. Those are great. I thank you for answering all those questions
Yeah.
because I do work in the beauty industry and I get women asking me questions all the time. So I know that this podcast is going to be a blessing and it's going to answer a lot of their questions.
Right. Yes.
Well, thank you for coming,
Thank
being
you for
here.
having me.
We are going to put her information, the address of her business, her phone number, Instagram. That way you could go in, do your consultation with her. If you're thinking about it, just go get your consultation and she will guide you. She will be very honest and telling you what you're going to be needing and so forth. But Yvonne, thank you for being
Thank you
here.
for
Thank you
having
so much.
me.
I appreciate that. Just to also let you know, guys, my book is Prayers on the Go. It is available on Amazon. I also have it in Spanish, Oraciones para llevar en tu día ocupado. And it has different scriptures in here that you could use for yourself when you're having an off day, or you could also use it to intercede for other people that are needing prayer. I'm a firm believer in prayer and for praying for each other. So the book is available on Amazon, here at my studio, Jinny Riddle Makeup Studio, and also at the Christian outlets here in El Paso. So till next time, God bless you and let's chat. Bye.